is a woman who seems hell-bent on sabotaging, excoriating, and emasculating her man.
You have a woman with a demonic soul leading you.
Hollywood's brightest star, Will Smith, is surrounded by storms, and guess who's right in the eye of it all? Jada Pinkett Smith, and if that's not enough, his mother, the anchor of his life, has reportedly been left astounded by the recent controversies, the Smiths with Jada shining, or rather shocking, in her unpredictable role have been the epicenter of T-Town tremors. Every revelation seems like a scene from a thriller, leaving even the closest friends and family of the couple taken aback, their choices especially in recent times have caused many to question the effect on Will's state of mind. Bad marriage for life. Remember 2016, when the two made a shocking decision to live parallel lives, and who could forget that gasp-inducing moment at the Oscars last year as millions tuned in, they saw a seemingly transformed Will Smith consumed by an unprecedented rage lash out at the legendary comedian Chris Rock.
Oh, wow!
But amidst this whirlwind, a poignant sentiment emerged from Carolyn Smith, Will's mother. She echoed the shock of the world struggling to recognize the actions of the son she raised. Speaking to APC Philadelphia affiliate Whoopi, she shared,
That's the first time I've ever seen him go off. The first time in his lifetime.
It surprised you too, huh?
It did. It did. As I said, I've never seen him.
Yet, in the face of adversity, a mother's pride is unwavering when Will clinched the Oscar for Best Actor portraying Richard Williams in King Richard. Carolyn beamed, expressing, "I am proud of him being him. I know how hard he works. I've been waiting and waiting. When I heard the name, I was just yes." Adding another layer to this saga, whispers around Hollywood suggest that even Will's closest pals are alarmed about his bond with Jada. This unease was stoked further when Jada openly discussed their open relationship, stepping into the limelight. Bayo, an enduring friend and once trusted aide to Smith for an incredible 4 decades, has decided the time has come to share in a candid sight down with comedy hype. Bo offers an unparalleled window into the deeply personal dynamics of Will Smith's life, emphasizing the actor's relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith.
The name Brother Bilal may not be a name you heard of, but if you're Will Smith, it's the name of your former friend of nearly 40 years.
The public was rocked to its core by Bale's revelations. His detailed insights into the Smiths' relationship and its profound bearing on his own lasting bond with Will gave a fresh perspective to many. Their friendship began in 1986, just as the budding actor was gaining acclaim with his chart-topping track. Parents Just Don't Understand. Their connection was instant and has weathered numerous storms over time.
Been holding so many things, but due to recent events over the last couple of years, it's just like
spanning nearly 40 years, their camaraderie was anchored in deep-seated trust. Bale finally remembers a defining instance early on when he unwaveringly stood by Will, further solidifying their deep bond. B had always seen Will in a celestial light, viewing him as a model of magnanimity, consistently eager to aid and committed to the growth and well-being of those in his life.
to him and Jada having a relationship, I felt Will was pretty much almost an angelic.
This specific portrayal of Will Smith served as a guiding star for Bayo, motivating him to push towards self-development. Witnessing firsthand the actor's steadfast dedication to boosting and backing his inner circle was an sensation in itself, steering the conversation towards a pivotal phase in Will and Bale's camaraderie. The entry of Jada Pinkett Smith marked a notable shift. Baya was initially skeptical of Jada's motives, speculating if she was on the prowl for a shortcut to start him. Yet he underscores the essence of not jumping the gun, emphasizing the merit of patience. It's pivotal to allow events to pan out and truly understand an individual before forming opinions. He said, "You have to keep your partner on their toes, because once you know it starts getting into a routine, it's like it's very boring diving into the murky waters of their intertwined lives." Bale's disclosure paints a picture of intricate relationships that often come under public scrutiny. It's a tale that sheds light on the evolution of Will Smith, once a beacon of altruism, now a subject of controversy due to personal choices. Such transitions not only spotlight the strains in long-standing friendships, but also the fluidity of human bonds. My social media presence is my bread and butter. Okay, so you can't just use me for social media and not Don't just start row. I'm standing in my house. B's bold decision to voice his concerns despite the potential fallout it could usher with Will underpins the profound depth of air bond and his genuine yearning for the golden days gone by. The crux of the interview centered on unraveling the enigma. Why does Will Smith, with the world at his feet, remain rooted in a relationship that evidently casts shadows on his persona? Fail. Ain't there might be skeletons in Will's closet, known only to Jada, which she potentially leverages in an era where Will could easily be the apple of anyone's eye. His unwavering commitment to a seemingly turbulent bond with Jada Ra's B's candor. Idris didn't want, as he described Jada in unfiltered terms, "You're in the grips of a soul with demonic traits." Such forthrightness from B underscores the magnitude of influence Jada has systematically sidelining those previously close to Will. It's a narrative that once again affirms the complexities inherent in relationships, especially those under the relentless glare of Tinseltown. If you could stare, come help us again. Please, I'm still deal with foolishness. Also, we learned from a recent interview with B that there was an incident where he unexpectedly caught wind of an explosive argument between Will and Jada. In his own words, it was of such magnitude that he felt it crucial to check in on his long-standing ally, Will, but the response he received was cold and contentious. "You and I were going through a very difficult time. Yeah. And we decided I was done with your ass. Yeah. You kicked me to the curb. Done with you." The veiled turmoil in the Smith household up till now, only speculated upon, was laid bare for all to see. But Baal didn't stop a revelation of the skirmish. He voiced earnest concerns about the recent choices and behaviors of the men in Black Star. "Our sources got wind of V hinting at a potential shift in Will's lifestyle. Perhaps a delance with substances." Such an insinuation stands in stark contrast to Will's decades-long image as a paradigm of clean living. Even with these ripples, the Smiths' machinery has been working in overdrive. The duo has channeled significant resources into curating a pristine public image showcasing a marriage that seems to be in perfect harmony. But scratch the surface and you find stories suggesting otherwise. Ball's description of J. Pinkett Smith portrays her as a strong-willed, sometimes fragmented personality, possibly propelled by inner battles. He speculates that these internal demons might be pushing her to exert control, unintentionally causing turbulence in her weight. But Bale remains adamant on one front. At the heart of it all, Will and Jada are simply in search of love. Their paths, though sometimes convoluted, led back to a basic human pursuit to find and feel genuine connection. Nothing to do with me. So I was like, okay. Against the backdrop of Bo's revelations and the ensuing tumult in Hollywood, another voice emerges echoing sentiments that resonate deeply within the entertainment industry's labyrinth. This voice belongs to none other than Carolyn Smith, Will's mother, and the bedrock of his life. Caroline, a stalwart presence in Will's journey from West Philadelphia's playgrounds to Hollywood's pinnacle, offers an unparalleled perspective on her son's tumultuous relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith. While B's interview with Comedy Hype exposed a fragment of the Smith world, it is Carolyn's insight that reveals a more intimate, familial viewpoint. Over the years, she has watched from the sidelines as the couple navigated the trials and tribulations that came their way from the early days of their courtship. Sources close to the family whisper of Caroline's reservations regarding Jada. She believed that the union might not have been in her son's best interests. "I've always had my apprehensions," she was heard confiding to close friends. It's been a long-held belief in the Smith family's inner circle that Carolyn, despite her enduring love for her son, held profound reservations about Jada's influence on him. Recent public outings, where Jada's candid confessions seem to overshadow, or some argue even humiliate Will in public, have only deepened Carolyn's concerns. Such public displays aren't just unnecessary. They chip away at the spirit of "my boy," she reportedly shared with a confidant. Carolyn's protective stance isn't just a mother shielding her child. It's a matriarch witnessing what she perceives as a slow chipping away at the foundations of the son she knows and loves. She sees him as a beacon of resilience and optimism, and recent events have caused her to reflect on the transformation she's observed over the years. When asked about the opinion that Jada's actions and revelations in the public sphere might be damaging to Will, Carolyn's response was clear and filled with the weight of a mother's worry. She is said to have mentioned, "A person's soul is their essence. And when you're constantly under the microscope, every nick And Scratch is magnified. I just hope he finds his peace bridging Bo's and Carolyn's narratives paints a holistic picture of the pressures weighing on the Smiths from Bo's insider view of the industry. Machinations to Caroline's heartfelt concerns as a mother, we see the multifaceted challenges the Smiths face. The question now lingers: how will the Smiths navigate these revelations? And what does the future hold for one of Hollywood's most iconic couples? But as with any Hollywood saga, it's the voice of the fans that amplifies the echoes within the glitzy corridors of Tinseltown. The public's reception to these unfolding narratives has been varied to say the least, and provides yet another dimension to this ongoing drama. One fan vocal in their disdain for Jada emphatically stated now she can't get any actress job in Hollywood anymore. Not either Will Smith decides to continue to support Jada Pinkkett's attitudes. We'll just go hide his money from Jada Pinkkett's attitudes. We just go hide his money from Jada Pinkett. She doesn't deserve to be called Smith anymore. Will decides to continue allowing her to act like a dirk. He should just divorce her and leave her alone. Yet there's another faction of fans that believes this isn't solely about Jada's influence. A longtime viewer of the Smiths' journey mentions a forgotten chapter. Will Smith's issues did not begin with Jada. Janet Huber had been screaming about Will's erratic behavior for years. The very same machine that ruined Janet Huber is doing the very same thing to Jada at this time. This is history repeating itself. What's undeniable is the divide in public sentiment. Some fans squarely lay the blame on Jada for the perceived changes in Will. Others believe there's a larger narrative at play, with history acting as a significant precursor to the present amid the unfolding drama surrounding the Smiths. We're left with burning questions. Do you think Jada Pinkett Smith is the driving force behind the changes in Will Smith, or are there deeper histories, perhaps even predating Jada? Drop your insight in comments below. Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned and keep the gossip alive.